So when it comes to New Year's resolutions, we all get a ton of different plans, a ton of different things that we're trying to do. We're trying to expand our knowledge heading into the new year 2024. But the biggest thing that people do is they don't stick to the resolutions. So what we're going to do today is we're going to teach you, myself, we have Dr. Grant Dennis and Dr. Chris Brown. Today we're going to be able to talk and walk you through how to make 2024 your year. Let's not waste any time with that, my friends. Let's get started right away. My three things, listen, my three things that we're going to go ahead and go through: avoid burnout, have the end in mind, and accountability. And from my perspective, if you focus on these three things and these three things only from my end, you're going to make 2024 the best year possible. Okay. Go ahead and drop your name in the comments. Go ahead and say hello to us here at the Specific. We can see all of the comments right here on our platform. So please feel free to go ahead and tell us who is live with us. Let's go ahead and get started and not waste any time. Oh, and also join the YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, make sure you head on over there to YouTube. We're posting a ton of amazing content over there. It's just at TSCCAR. Let's go ahead and get started. Number one, avoid burnout. So when it comes to heading into the new year, I was just talking to a lady today about it here in the clinic, is 2023 happens, then we head into 2024 and boom, we just burn out a weekend. This is why you see a dramatic increase in gym memberships going into January. And then I was even talking to the gym that we all go to. I was talking to them and they were like, well, yeah, it typically starts to drop off about the third week. Why is that? It's because people get burnt out. Because we tell ourselves we're from not going to the gym at all in 2023. Now we're going to go to the gym 7 days a week in 2024. My friends, I need you to listen to me. We need to avoid burnout. So how do we avoid burnout? Two different things: consistency, discipline. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Consistency and discipline. Consistency is what are the things I'm going to do on a consistent basis, and the discipline is what do I need to do to keep the consistency. So for example, me, I wake up early in the morning and I go to the gym early in the mornings. I have to be not only consistent to do that, to be able to see my results, but I also have to have the discipline that when my alarm clock goes off, even when I don't want to get up, that I still get up. And so when it comes to discipline, we actually have the next 2 points I'm going to have are actually going to walk you through how you can continue to maintain that discipline, which brings me to my second point. My friend, you need to have the end in mind. If I were to get into my truck and I was trying to go to, let's just say Florida, somewhere in Florida, and I just started getting on highways, honestly, I'm terrible with directions. I would have no idea where I'm going. You have to map it in and put it into the GPS. And the same thing is with our goals. If your goal is to go to the gym, let's just say 4 days a week. If your goal is to eat healthy 80% of the year, if your goal is to finally crush those migraines and crush that fibromyalgia, or crush that anxiety, that depression, if that is your goal, the answer or the question I have for you is why? We tell our patients that when they come into the clinic, right? Yes, you're coming into the clinic and you want to get rid of your migraines, but the question I have for you is why? The migraines are inhibiting you from doing something. And that something is what we actually want to anchor and hold ourselves into. You want to go to the gym for a specific reason. You want to either look better, you want to look better for your spouse, you want to feel more confident in your clothes, you just want to feel better overall health. Maybe you got a diagnosis, you're ready to knock it out. But the answer, or the question I have for you is you have to answer is why? Why am I going to the gym in the mornings? Why am I waking up early? Why am I reading those books? Why am I doing 75 hard? Why am I going to get rid of these migraines? Ask yourself the question. And then when you answer that question, my friend, that is having the end in mind, knowing exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish, not by year end in 2024, but during the year of 2024. My third point, accountability. We love it here in the clinic here at the Specific Chiropractic Centers, Arkansas, because listen, we all hold each other accountable, not only from a business sense, not only from a patient sense, I am. Oh, right on. Okay. Good. Sorry about that. Again, we're still learning this list, and that's why we're bringing it to you every single week. You're hopping with us on our very first one. So guess what? I can only imagine what it's going to look like by the 20th week, by the 40th week, and for sure by the end of the year. So we thank you so much for being here with us today, and bearing here with us as we continue to learn this wonderful thing that we're doing to be able to provide back to the community. So again, my third point was accountability. Okay. So you need to have people in your circle that are going to hold you accountable. That's why, my friend, if you're listening to this and if you have a tough time going to the gym, when you have a friend and that friend says, "Hey, would you like to work out?" and you plan a date to go to the gym, how many times have you missed that? If I'm being very honest myself, I don't miss that very often. I tend to have more motivation when there's accountability than when it's just myself, which is why you need to have people to hold you accountable. The blessing for me, I love her so much. My wife, she holds me accountable to a lot of things. We hold each other accountable to a lot of things. But also the wonderful docs that we have in the clinic. Not only are we obviously really close from a professional standpoint, but also a personal standpoint. All three of us are like brothers, okay? And so we hold each other accountable in the clinic as well. My friend, I encourage you that if you're really trying to absolutely crush your 2024, you need accountability. You need accountability. The blessing about that too is guess what our
Got some technical difficulties there, folks. It's all good though. Grant here on the production side. Cam will be back here in just a second. We're going to take a quick break as we're dealing with some technical difficulties. This is super funny, actually, doing this for the first time. Looks like Dr. Cam's back here. He's popping back in. There he is. He's back with us.
Back, everyone. See, you thought you all could run away from me. Listen, I still got a couple more minutes left with you guys. I want to make sure I hit my point. Accountability. And what's awesome is when we're here and when we're doing accountability in the clinic, our patients, they receive the very same thing from us as it relates to their health concerns, accountability. The doctors are going to talk about it too. How many patients do we have come in here where they're on one end of the spectrum and at the end they're on a completely different end? They're ready to go to the gym. They're ready to finally pick up their grandchildren. They're ready to finally get their life back on track. The beautiful thing is they get accountability from their doctors here at the specific chiropractic centers. But for those of you that aren't patients, here's the thing. You need to find yourself accountability, whether it's a close friend, whether it's a family member. But also, the biggest point I want to hit with this is someone that's going to be brutally honest with you. Someone that's going to tell you when you are messing up, that's going to tell you when you're falling off track. That's the person that loves you the most, my friends. So my name is Dr. Fields here from these specific centers. Next up, I'm going to tell you who we have next up. You have to see for yourself. So I hope these points are valuable to you. If so, please go ahead and leave a comment on whatever platform that you are watching us on. And until next time, take care, my friend.
Ayo, what do we got going on? As you can tell in the bottom left-hand corner, it says Dr. Cam. This is not Dr. Cam. This is Dr. Chris. Come on, who are we talking about right now? I'm looking at the comments right now, and let's see. We got the anxiety advocate over there, Dr. Sarah, one of the good friends out in Dallas. We got Mrs. MG. I don't know who that is. We got Miss Karen Underwood. That's one of the very good friends. I actually brought some jalapeno sauce jam. That was bomb on the turkey. What we got going on today, obviously we're going on 3 tips to make that year sustainable. So what the heck did I come up with? When we come to goals, when it comes to the new year, when it comes to, okay, I'm going to do something big this year and it's going to be the most killer year yet, and we get 3 weeks into January and we just fizzle out, it's because we pick the big goals, but we do nothing about the behaviors. We do 0 about the tangibles. We do 0 about our actual approach towards the thing. We just say, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for 365 days. And then I missed day 1 because I'm tired, and then already I failed. Sweet. So what the heck are we accomplishing? We actually need to pick the goals, but we also need to pick the intangibles. We need to pick the mindsets, the approaches that are going to govern how we are going to behave day in, day out. That's going to get us closer to that goal, because the goal that we set is probably so far out that you don't even know how to close the gap. You don't even have the plan that's going to be set in place for you to make that goal a reality. Instead, it's going to stay a goal. And goals without a plan just stay dreams. They don't actually become real. Goals without consistency, goals without discipline are just going to stay that, goals. You're never going to actually hit them. So the whole idea is you want to mind the gap, close the gap, but actually focus on the behaviors, focus on the intangibles. So what are some examples of that? Here's one: execute your capability. Here's another one: close the gap itself. Here's one: I don't want my thoughts. I don't want to have the thought of, oh, I know better. Or I don't want to have the thought that, oh, I should have done that faster. Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just get over the activation energy, the threshold of you knowing you need to get something done and just getting out and getting it done and doing the dang thing. So number 1 is picking the intangibles. Number 2, the one that I love, is one word that's going to define the year, one word that's going to anchor towards how you operate in a given 365-day stretch. So let's go in the comments. I want to see what's the word. What do we got going on for the year? If you could pick one word that's going to define how you behave this year, what's that going to be? For myself last year, an example, mine was momentum. A lot of people, they love picking commitment, or they love picking consistency or discipline or focus or flow. Be whatever you want. Could be fun, could be play, could be grow, could be learn, could be a lot of things. But what's one word that's going to dictate your baseline behavior that's going to get you closer to that goal? So then that way it actually becomes a real thing. What do we got? We got communication. I see. Come on, there's got to be some more out there. Communication, that's sweet. So how can we communicate better? So now what the word is communication. If the goal is I want to communicate better, well, I need to learn the things that are going to help me communicate. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's learning a podcast. It's you go down the rabbit hole and you just play with it. You have fun with the process, because the goal isn't to be able to be good at the thing that you're trying to be good at the end of the year now. Amy? All right. So the fun part is that I'm the camera guy, and then when I'm on, no one knows how to use the camera. So we're figuring this thing out. But last piece, gonna be quick. Oh, there's 8 people. There's 8 people on, and I got one word. What are we doing, guys? Come on, we got to lock in right now. I need that word. Y'all want to get $100, right? Who's got the killer word? That's how you're gonna get it. Maybe, I don't know. But for the last piece, what I was going to say was that the goal isn't to be dialed in out of the gate and doing the big thing that you said you're going to do. It's to have that be the outcome at the end of the year. The outcome at the end of the year is I want to be able to operate like this. I don't necessarily operate like this now, but within 365 days, I'm going to have that behavior on lock, and it won't just be a behavior. It'll be second nature. It'll be automatic. I won't have to think. I won't have to waste thoughts about it. So if I have the goal of I don't want to press snooze in the morning, it's going to be really hard to make that switch out of the gate if I've been pressing snooze for 2 decades? Just keep it on that. Cool. All righty. So now we're figuring it out. No more snooze, Doctor. Someone said, Miss Karen said, no more snooze, Dr. Chris. Yeah, I know. I got to work on that. I was jet lagged yesterday and I snoozed for an hour and a half. So the goal is to actually be out of bed on the first alarm. That's something I'm going to have to get worked on for about 300 some days. But I guarantee you, by the time 2024 ends and I'm into 2025, I won't have to have that be another goal because I closed the gap. This year is about closing the gap. This year is about having whatever my goals are now to have that be real by the end of the year. And this time in between is playtime, is figuring it out. It's going down the rabbit holes and it's actually doing all the little tiny things. Still got that haircut though. Yeah, of course I do. Got that yesterday. Right. That was actually first thing I had to do because made me get up out of bed. But yeah. So to wrap up, don't forget the intangibles. Focus on the behaviors. The behaviors are what's going to drive the outcome, the goal. Anchor to one word. Pick the one word. We got communication. We got consistency. We got fire emojis. We got my word is stacking. To have it be second nature by the end of the year. There's my 3 pieces. Come on.
What is up? Coming out of the production chair, Dr. Grant Dennis here coming at you. And I swear to you that production was partly not my fault. Some of it was. But a large majority of that was not. One of the things we got to figure out is our internet connection. So one of the things that happens is because we got so many moving parts, our internet can't keep up. So it keeps lagging. And here's the news. Most like anything, we're going to adapt to that because in chiropractic, that's what we do. We are all about adaptation. People think we're about pain relief. They think all these wackadoodle things about chiropractic. Really, the name of our game and what we're about is adaptation, allowing the body to adapt to anything and everything it overcomes. So that's extra. Here's the other thing. Here in a minute, I'm going to do a giveaway, and we're going to pick a lucky winner. $100 is going to go to somebody who's commented in the comments. So if you have not, tell us who you are, where you're joining in from. We're going to randomly select somebody out of the comments, and you're going to win 100 Boffos to start the year off. Third day of the year, you're going to walk out with a smooth Benjamin. I was going to have it here. I forgot. I was going to set it here to show you, but we actually have it in cash, ready to give whoever we get that is going to win that. But before I get to that, before our internet lags out, I'm going to give you my 3 tips to a sustainable 2024. So again, comment down in the comments. Tell us who you are, where you're joining in from. If you want to win that $100, I can see a bunch of people chopping on here. Appreciate y'all chopping it up with us on this Wednesday. We're going to be here every Wednesday at 6:30. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you are liking our Facebook page. At some point, we'll be strictly YouTube. Right now, we're broadcasting it all over the world. Make sure we get some viewership. Make sure we deliver some value. Because here's the thing. That's really what we're in the name of the game of doing, is delivering value. So that's why we deliver these tips. You're never going to see us sell from the spot right here. It's always going to be a value add. It's going to be coming from a place of integrity, trying to bring you value for being a
What's going on, everyone? Some technical difficulties again. We're trying to figure this out. First one of us doing this. Again, if it's like this right now, hopefully you guys are getting a ton of value. Just imagine what it's going to look like here as we continue to progress every single week for you guys. It looks like he's back, so.
Coming out the gate, let's do this thing. 3 tips to having a sustainable 2024. And this first one is one that I countlessly see across the board, and I'm as guilty of as anybody, that you have to have on lock, and that is your sleep game. If you do not prioritize sleep, you are not going to be able to hit your goals. You're not going to be sustainable. It's one of the easiest ones, in my opinion, that people sluck off on, and they really just lose. They drop the ball super quick. Is they don't prioritize at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night. They go, I'm going to get that Netflix in late. It'll be all right. I'm going to snooze, check in a little later in the morning. Listen, you got to prioritize that 7 hours. If you literally tell yourself, I'm going to prioritize 7 hours every single night for an entire 365 days of the year, I can promise you, you will be more productive. Sounds cliche. It's one of the often ones I think that people neglect the most. You got to have your sleep game dialed in. The second one is, listen, when it comes to sustainability and literally when it comes to consistency and discipline, and a lot of these things that my guys before me were talking about, when it comes to actually achieving a solid 2024 strategy, not 300 days of the year, not 250 days, but literally 365 days, is you have got to figure out for yourself, whatever that resolution is, whatever that goal you're trying to hit, what's like the deep underlying, what's the deep seated reason that you actually want that goal or you want to achieve that this year. And I want you to assess whether that's something you deeply want or that's something that somebody else wants for you, or you look at what someone else is wanting to do and you're trying to emulate what someone else is wanting to do. I can't tell you how many people I talk to. I'm like, why do you actually want to lose 100 pounds? Why do you actually want to cold plunge once a week? Why do you actually want to attain that amount of success financially or wealth, whatever it is? And you'd be surprised how many times, even for yourself, you were to ask like, okay, so maybe my New Year's resolution was I'm going to work out every single day this year. Why? Like, I could make the argument there's a lot of days should be spent with rest in order to hit some of those goals you're probably trying to hit. But you have to be really solid with your why on why it is that you want to do or why it is that that goal is important to you. I'm going to give you a prime example of this. This year, I've dedicated to waking up at 4 o'clock every single morning to work out. There's a reason for that. The reason is because I do not want to look up and look at my future self a year from now and be And I'm back. So keep this in mind. What's the reason? For me, getting up that early, it's because I know the way I'm operating. I don't want to wake up a year from now and literally be sick at the person I'm seeing in the mirror because I didn't get up every single morning and get that done. It's just regret. I don't want to live with regret. I don't want to have regrets. And so for me, the reason why I'm going to stick to that solidly is because I don't want to look at my future self and hold any regret. Stick to your why. What's the reason why you have that goal? It may be more superficial than you think. Is if it's not deep-seated, I'm back. You're going to lose it. You just are. Third and final thing, I'm going to do a giveaway before our internet just completely pisses me off to no end. Comcast, you're about to be fired. Number 3 on the tips for sustainability is I want you to aim once a week to do something far outside of your comfort zone. Every single week, one time a week. Here's the thing. It's only once a week.
My friends, he will be back on here in a couple seconds. Comcast is going to be fired as of tomorrow. We are figuring this out. So, oh, now he is gone. now he is gone. My friends, we're human too. Can you guys hear me? I think we're going to go ahead and get started with the giveaway. If you can hear me, go ahead and okay.
My goodness. If y'all know anything about me, I don't like to do anything. And I'm here to tell you, we're about to either get Comcast off the platform or we're going to switch to another one, or they're going to figure our internet out so we can get this production out. I can promise you by next week, this will be figured out. I'm going to skip number 3. Just to recap, do something uncomfortable once a week, identify it, get it done. If you do that, you're going to reach a massive level of success. What's going on, Miss Pamela Peters, Miss Karen Underwood, like everybody? Appreciate all of you joining us. We're going to do the giveaway real quick. $100 giveaway. Here's what we're going to do. How many comments we got over?
Let's see. We have 1, 2,
A jillion.
3. Yep. I'll tell you what. We have
How many we
1,
got?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is there more than 20?
For sure, more than
20. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna randomly select a number. Whatever person in that comment, whatever that is, and whoever you are, you're gonna win the $100. And here's my number. My number is 3. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I wore the number 3 when I was at Henderson State University playing college baseball. That is my number. I wore it because of the Babe Ruth, Alex Rodriguez. Cam, who's number 3?
Number 3. So first up, we have number 1 is a specific. That's us. Number 2 is the anxiety advocate. Number 3, Miss Karen.
Karen Underwood. Congratulations, my friend. You are the winner this evening of the giveaway, $100. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to see you soon. Dr. Chris, we're going to see her soon, I think. So when we see you, we're going to hand over to you a smooth $100 cool hard cash. It's going to go straight to your pocket.
So, Miss Karen, next time we see you again, crisp $100 bill for you, my friends. Listen, every single week, like we've said it, and we're going to keep saying it, we're going to be on here providing valuable content to every single one of you. From myself, Dr. Cam, Dr. Chris, and Dr. Grant, we're so incredibly grateful, thankful for you coming on tonight. We're so grateful that you guys got some value. If you got some value, give us one more comment flood right now if you got some value from it. Also, Karen, yes, the jam. I've tried it. Very, very good. Very, very good. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate every single one of you. Trying to see if Grant's going to be able to come back on to give some last words. And Grant's out. So, the internet shut that computer out. So, my friends, again, every single week on Wednesday at 6:30, you're going to get us 3 being able to come here, provide you a ton of valuable content. So, if you got a ton of value from this, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Either on Facebook or YouTube. If you haven't followed us yet, go ahead and go on and follow us on social medias. Also, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel because every single week at 6:30, we're going to be able to provide you with valuable content that we just know that you guys are going to love. Until next time, my friends, you all have a blessed evening. We will see you soon. Take care.